President Trump is now headed to the Vatican for a Wednesday meeting with Pope Francis. It is the last of Trump's visits to the seats of the world's three Abrahamic religions, Islam, Judaism and Christianity. The president's stops in Saudi Arabia and Israel were filled with symbolism, ceremony and history. But as VOA White House correspondent Peter Heinlein reports, this one will be shorter, less formal and possibly more awkward.
Saudi Arabia put on a grand show for the president, who chose the seat of Islam as the first stop on his first foreign trip. In Israel, Trump wore a yarmulke as he placed his hand on the Western Wall. Then, with Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu at his side, he spoke hopefully of the possibility of a regional peace deal.
I've heard it's one of the toughest deals of all, but I have a feeling that we're going to get there.
The Vatican trip, by contrast, is more about reconciliation. During the presidential campaign, the Pope questioned whether Trump's plan for a border wall was consistent with Christian values.
A
person who only thinks about making walls wherever they are and not making bridges is not a Christian.
Trump shot back at Francis.
A religious leader, to question a person's faith is disgraceful. I'm proud to be a Christian.
But last week, while flying home from a trip to Portugal, Francis offered an olive branch.
There are always doors that are not closed. We must look for the doors that are at least partly open. Go in, talk about things in common, and go forward, step by step.
The Vatican meeting is being seen mostly as a photo opportunity and a chance for the two leaders to get past their differences, says Jerome Sokolovsky via Skype.
I think there's an understanding that things are said during campaigns either to win votes or because tempers flare. And at this point, both Donald Trump and the Pope probably are going to let bygones be bygones and talk about the issues that matter to them today.
The meeting is scheduled for less than an hour. Trump then heads to Brussels to meet with NATO leaders and then on to Sicily for the G7 summit, his final two stops on the 9-day trip. Peter Heinlein, VOA News, the White House.